Hello, Gordon.
Welcome to my home, your space. Hey, I just made that up. What do you think? Anyways, here we let songs unlock memories. My name is Dainty. My voice echoed the past for you. If this is your first time here, don't rush forward. Wander back. The earlier episodes hold stories stitched in melody waiting just for you. And to those who've been walking this road with me, thank you. THANKU. Thank you so much. Your comments, messages, and shared memories turn this from a simple recording into a conversation across time. And because of you, every note feels fuller and every story richer. Let's get into the groove. On this episode, we're pressing play on My Way. Yes, My Way by Usher Raymond. Released in 1997, produced by, of course, Jermaine Dupri. This song, as we all know, had these like swagger attitude, but do not mistake it as arrogance. I mean, when you think about it, some of the lyrics, I'll say it comes off as arrogance. Where he said, "You can't satisfy her needs, that's why she keeps running back to me." I'll just sum it up to the song saying, "I know what I want and I'm not afraid to own it." For a lot of people, especially in their teens, My Way became a soundtrack for showing up bold, even if your heart was racing underneath. Wale Escape takes us back to one of those moments. Shout out to you, Wale. He still remembers the first time he heard the song. It was during his second year of high school. Of course, he had heard a lot about the song beforehand, but what really stood out to him and what everyone kept talking about was the iconic dance routine that came with it. He shares that a few weeks after his first listen, his school hosted a big social event with several other schools from across the state in attendance. I know about this. Each school was given 5 minutes to mime a song of their choice. One school chose My Way, and the moment the opening beat dropped, the entire hall erupted. Everyone rushed to the front to see what was happening. He says there were 5 boys from that school miming and breakdancing in perfect sync to the song. It was electrifying, and the energy in the room was unbelievable, Wale shared. People were cheering, jumping, and screaming. It was like a mini concert. It took a full 10 minutes after the performance to calm the crowd down. That moment turned into instant high school celebrities. The story is making me smile because I've been in positions like this before many times. Inspired by that, a few months later, Wale teamed up with a classmate who was a much better dancer than he was. Well, next time, pay me. They put together their own little mime performance of My Way during one of their social nights. It wasn't perfect and he probably missed a few steps, but to him, it felt amazing to be up there channeling one of the greatest songs of their high school era. To this day, whenever My Way comes on, it's transported back to those days of mimes, dance-offs, and unforgettable social nights. Good old times indeed, he says. Yes, good old times. It just reminds me of how much I was in this kind of position back in the day. I did a whole lot of dancing, a whole lot of choreography, a whole lot of miming and all of that. So that's the power of music, especially when we're young. I think it just gives us the courage to step up, even when we're older. I was going to say old, but even when we're older, right? It gives us the courage to step up, to try something new, even if we're not the best at it. For some of us, we're best at it. I'm not showing up, I'm just saying. And those social nights for some people where confidence was born, where some of us found our voice, even if it was just for 5 minutes on the stage. I can really relate. So thank you, Wale Escape, for sharing that moment with us.
Reminiscence in chords.
For Kenneth, this song reminds him of when he had just graduated from university, and everyone had assumed he would go back to his hometown in Brampton, move back into his parents' home, and start applying for jobs that made his parents proud. Say something in finance or tech, something that sounded like security, but he couldn't do it. He had been interning part-time at a community arts center downtown Toronto. The pay was laughable, but the people were electric. That's what did it for him. And for the first time, he felt like he was contributing to something bigger than a spreadsheet, he said. When he had the conversation with his mother, she wasn't angry. She was quiet. You know, that kind of anger. The only thing she said to him was, "You're wasting your potential." And all he could say was, "I need to try it my way. Even if I fail, please let me try it my way." That week, he found a sublet. He worked late nights at a bookstore and spent weekends volunteering. I love that. He shared that he was tired, broke, and terrified. I don't like that. But he was also alive. Now, I like that mindset. Ken remembers one morning standing in the freezing apartment, brushing his teeth with almost cold water, and hearing Usher's My Way playing from the neighbor's window. He laughed because it felt like the universe saying, "See, you're doing it." Even though it wasn't glamorous, there was no spotlight, no applause, but it was his. Every choice, every mistake, every small win. And sometimes doing it your way just means staying true to the whisper that won't leave you alone, no matter how loud the world gets. I wish I had that kind of thought process when I was younger. Although I did things my way, there's something interesting, or shall I say wild, about choosing your own path when the world already laid one out for you, especially when the voices telling you what's best are the same ones that raised you. What I have learned, sometimes the hardest thing to do is to bet on your own voice, not because you don't believe in it, but because you know it might cost you comfort, approval, even connection. Doing it your way isn't always bold and sexy, trust me. It's not always walking away in slow motion to, say, theme music. Sometimes it's eating cereal for dinner, saying no to what looks stable, and wondering if you've just made the biggest mistake of your life. But here's the thing, every time I've chosen my way, even trembling, I've ended up closer to myself, and maybe that's the whole point. So, if you're listening to this right now and you're standing at a crossroads, say family pulling you one way, fear pulling you to the other way, don't forget you have a voice in this too, and it matters. As long as you're evaluating your choices, unlike when I was doing it my way at a younger age, some of the time I was rebelling and trying to prove a point. It might be messy, it might not look like success to anybody else, but if it feels like truth to you, then maybe, just maybe, you're already on the right road. And that's it for this episode. If today's story brought back a memory, hold it close. And if it reminded you of a song that shaped your own moment, maybe it's time to play it again. We'll be here, ready to replay the feeling with you. Until next time, stay nostalgic, stay bold, and keep doing it your way.
Thanks for rewinding with us. If a song unlocked something in you, follow the show, pass it along. And if you've got a moment worth remembering, share it at remingchords@gmail.com. The next memory we play just might be yours.